Hi, so today we are working on the worksheet called Tennis Ball Moon. How much of the moon do I see? So I'm going to explain this today as a teacher and how I need to make sure that I'm pointing in the right direction and doing the right things so that my students understand what I'm doing. If you are a student and you're watching this, you need to just make sure that you understand that what you actually see might be a little bit different than what I actually see, because I'm explaining it so that you know what you are seeing. So we have a tennis ball, as it says in the name, and our tennis ball is going to be used as a model of the moon. Now, there's always a limitation to models. We can't have a model that's exactly the same because we would just have a real one. And there's no way that we could have a real moon in our classroom. People would get upset, and there's no way it would fit. So this is our model. Now, every time you do a model, you have a reason what you're trying to explain, a reason why you're doing it this way. And for today, we're talking about the fact that one side of the moon is always facing the sun, one side of the moon is always facing away from the sun. The side facing the sun is the side that has the light. The side facing away from the sun is the side that's in shadow. And since I ran out of black duct tape, red is going to represent our shadow today. So the first thing we want to do, according to our worksheet, is it talks about two positions that we need to understand. One of them is called in front of you. So when you hold it in front of you, you're at eye height and you're looking directly at it. Okay? The other position is looking down on it. And that would be if I placed it down here and I look down towards it. This is like the bird's eye view. This is in front of me. This is looking down on it. Okay? So the first question says, when you face the sun with the moon in front of you, what did you see? So we're going to, for today, the back of my room is going to be the sun. And if you think about it, the sun gives off light. It doesn't give off shadow. So the side of the moon in our model that is lit needs to be facing the sun. So when I place that in front of me, facing the sun, what I see on the back side, I'm going to turn so you can see what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the shadow side because the sunny side is facing the sun and I can only see the portion of it that's in the shadow. Okay? So when I'm going to draw this in, when you face the sun with the moon in front of you, what did you see? I am looking at the entire shadow side. And when we draw the moon, we want to color in the shadow. We're going to leave the light part the same color as paper, and we're going to color in the shadow. So if I'm seeing all shadow, then I need to color the entire moon in duck. And we're going to pretend that that is my best finger coloring that I can do. So the whole thing will be shaded in. All right? The next question says, when I look down on the moon, okay, when I look down on it, what do I see? And so from my viewpoint here, I'm going to turn it for you. This is what I'm seeing. The shadow side is facing me, and the light side is facing away from me. So in order to draw that, I need to let my person who is reading my worksheet know where I'm located and where the sun is located. So your students may choose a bunch of different perspectives, but I'm going to write the word sun here. This is going to be my sun side. This is going to be where I'm at. Okay, that's me. Ta-da. Okay, and I'm looking down on it. So my top view looks like this. This side is in the light. And you can write light just so you understand that. And this side is all in the shadow. So Mrs. Lamb is trying to help me keep this straight today. How am I doing, Mrs. Lamb?
Sounds good.
All right. Oops. And that's what happens when you write too close to your board. So the rest of the worksheet is going to have you turning in different positions to the moon. The moon is always going to face the sunny side facing the sun, the shadow side facing away from the sun. So I believe the first position is if I turn it to my right, sunny side facing the sun, shadow side facing away, what I'm seeing, and I'm going to turn it for you, I am seeing half and half from being in front of me. The shadow side is away from me. The shadow side is away from the sun. The light side is facing the sun. Okay? And then the bird's eye view, very similar, except for my sun would be located at a 90-degree angle now, instead of exactly opposite of where I'm standing. The next thing it's going to ask is if I stand with my back to the sun. So I'm going to turn around. My moon is still facing the sun, the sunny side. The shadow side's facing that way. From this position, I'm going to see all of the light side of the moon. I'm not seeing any of the shadow. I'm going to see all of the light side. And again, I have to draw down here as well. The last one is going to 90 degrees to the opposite direction. So my sunny side is always facing the sun. My dark side is always facing away from the sun. And with that in mind, I totally got stuck. I'm way out here. Okay, sunny side, shadow side. And when I look down on it, this should be the exact opposite drawing of what I saw there. Because if I look now, I've got the light on the right, the darkness here. I think I did that backwards too. I think you're going to go sun, light on the right, total light, light on the left, and then back to this position. From my viewpoint as the Earth, I'm seeing a new moon because I'm seeing the darkness. I can't see any of the light. I am seeing a first quarter moon because the light is on the right. The moon is getting bright, so I see a first quarter. Exactly opposite the sun is a full moon. And then when I go here with the left on the left side being in the light, this is my third quarter moon. So that's the basis of doing this. The key is that as you turn, the moon always faces the sunny side with the sunny side. The shadow always faces away from whatever point you've designated as the dark side or the shadow side. The only other thing to remember is if you can find north, south, east, and west in your classroom, that will help your students. You always want to face the sun in the south, and that will help your students with orientation. But otherwise, give it a try, and I hope you enjoyed this lesson.